Oh, hello guys! Welcome back to another video. So, I'm sorry, the main title is playing and I'm getting addicted to the song. But, today we're gonna be doing a parallel between two of my favorite things in the whole world, Star Wars and Beauty and the Beast. But, mainly, it's because of two important things that happened on this day, which happened around 3 years ago, which is Emma Watson's last day on Beauty and Beast, and around 18 years ago, when Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson first got casted as child actors for the Harry Potter series. And because you guys know my name is Reylo Harmione, aka my real name is Jessie, that I am a big Harry Hermione fan, also a Ray Kylo fan. Actually, today, because I was planning to do some parallels, and because I realized that this was the perfect date to do it, as like the what do you call it, like the reminder that Emma Watson 3 years ago finished this film, and now we all know that Star Wars Episode 9 is currently filming, and I'm really excited right now because there's a time difference there, but so I just cross my fingers that we are not in the wrong place in the wrong time as usual. That's always my gut feeling. But as a fan, you don't know what happens behind the screen. But I really wish I knew what happens behind the screen. That's one thing that I really want to know. As obviously people as fans, they know this thing. So definitely, yeah. So let's just talk first thing about Bean Beast and Raylo. So one thing, they follow this similar trope, especially with the songs. Actually, I found there are so many evidence in the songs in Beauty and Beast, but I'm more talking about the live action, say, because I feel like I have most connection to live action, as that's like my favorite one out of all. Because if you have checked out the cast, they're just basically amazing people. Like you say Emma Watson as Belle, she nailed it as Belle. And then you have Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor as Lumiere, the shipper who sings our be our guest, put our service to the test. That's like one of my favorite songs in the whole universe. And yeah, I'm happy that that Obi-Wan Kenobi in a candlestick sung it, like, oh my gosh. And Emma Thompson, who plays Sybil Trelawney in Harry Potter series, she's like a decent actress now, but back in the day she was really popular. Like, I swear, I think everyone knows her. And the weird thing with her and Kenneth Branagh and Helena, I'm surprised the three people actually nearly starred in the same film. With they say that what do you call it? In the books, Lockhart was supposed to be the fifth book. So yeah, that's just basically a rundown. And spoiler alert. So one thing, okay, guys, if you do not know Beauty and Beast, or if you never watched any of the recent two Star Wars films, which is um, The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, please, please, please watch them, or watch Beauty and Beast the live action at least, or just listen to its songs. And as long as you know what it's about, definitely just stick on. If you only watch the animated version, okay, I'm still fine with that. But please, if you never watched it, please watch it before going. Huge spoiler, like before I had said like 1,000 spoilers before. So yeah, I forgot to put the spoiler thing. So okay. Um. So first things first. The first noticeable thing about the the comparison parallels is that I noticed first it was from the trailer of Beauty and Beast. Released in 2016. Actually, yeah, this was released in 2016. Signifying like probably like around Octoberish. I don't remember. I actually do not have any idea. Let me just go check in YouTube real quick for the trailer, Beauty and Beast official trailer. Okay, the Beast trailer. Okay, this was released over a year ago. Wait, let me just. So it was on January 10th, but I think that the first look was around like Octoberish or November. I don't remember, but yeah, it was somewhere that time. And then yeah, I think it's like teasers. Not sure about that, but yeah, that's like one thing. And the official trailer that I really love was the one that started with "My dear Belle, you're so ahead of your time." And why? Because the ending part, that's so intense, man. It was like, it's just an amazing trailer. I really loved it, and that's why I really wish to be in an acting team. But maybe in the future. But for now, like fangirling about that, that makes sense because you strike up that orchestra over there. You start with a really calm, like like probably like, I think it's just like piano and violin, like "My dear Belle, you're so ahead of your time." But small also means safe and so on. And then tung tung, she meets the beast, and the music just goes intense. And then suddenly, after that one scene where she said, "You've got to help me, you've got to stand," and it's suddenly the music just turns from calm to like intense to suddenly like romantic. And the way that Ariana Grande and John Legend sung that part is like, okay, I am dead. I really, really feel like, oh my, this is gonna be an amazing film. But when you see like the what do you call this, the playlist I saw like on Spotify, and I was like, come on, they did the real intense version. It's better, cause like it makes you really, it kind of like extends the suspense for the movie itself. So that's why it's kind of like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, man. I was like, actually, my reaction to watching the trailer was like me just crying in my mother's bed. So I was in my mom's room. I was checking my like phone, and I'm just like basically crying, which is a normal reaction for people who are desperately in love with Disney films, especially since I became a Reylo shipper back in 2016, like around mid to end, probably like around, I don't remember the exact date, but I remember it was around like summer after, probably like, I think it wasn't after or before Rogue One, but it was somewhere between that, the year Rogue One just got released. That's how I remember when I actually started shipping Reylo. And 2 years of shipping Reylo, I've come across lots of people who do ship Reylo, like especially like that breakup video with Vincent Vendetta. I really love that, and that inspired me to start my own YouTube channel, like how we are now. Then you also then let's analyze the trailer. Actually, there's a YouTuber, I think her name is Juby Lee. I think, I don't know. Wait, yeah, Juby Lee, and I think she's Chinese or Hong Kong, um, but she released one of the best like trailers in the whole world. So link in the description below to the video, because that is just pure amazingness. Like, I'm speechless when I watched that. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. She Jubilee, Jubi space Lee. So you can just go check that out. Um, then analyzing the lyrics in like the, what do you call it, in the song, in the trailer, it skips some of the lyrics, but we get to the most important lines of the song, which is the opening: "Tale as old as time, true as it could be, barely even friends, then somebody met unexpectedly, then certain as the sun rising in the east, tale as old as time, songs as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast." That's how the trailer goes. That's the ending, and then yeah, the Beast lyrics. Sorry, so I just want to make sure that I do not mess up again. Yeah. So let's analyze it. Tale as old as time. Actually, I'm just gonna talk about the trope of Beauty and the Beast and Reylo is that they're using the Dead and the Maiden trope, or mostly known as the Phantom and the Opera trope. But this time, Beauty and the Beast is more subtle because it's a Disney film, because obviously, but I think it's more onto the intense version for Reylo. Uh, True as it can be, it's true, right? Like, did you not see that? Like, like, I really read, like, I am a literature fan and I just love any kind of book someone shoves at me, so I just read everything, and when I read, I'm like, they're using the same trope over and over again. Like, okay, what the hell? But my favorite connection with Dead and the Maiden trope, or Hades and Persephone trope, because and I call it the Hades and Persephone trope because that's my favorite Greek myth about romance. And I mean, like, it can be in the most disgusting way and the most unrealistic way, but for me, it's just okay. That's just similar, man. But I'm gonna discuss the Hades and Persephone for another time, and let's jump into analyzing the lyrics again. So, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Okay, so this part, wow, that actually blew my mind when I analyzed the lyrics and went for research, because, like, it's true, right? Like, you see that, like, in Pride and Prejudice, Lizzie and Mr. Darcy are not friends, but there's some romantic drama. I've reached the end of the book, but I'm not gonna spoil this because I'm gonna read it to you guys for another time. Um, Belle and the Beast. She wanted to, what do you call it? She just hates him at the start of the film. But well, she grew to love him. Blah blah. Happy ending. The curse broke. And in our Reylo case, you know how much Ray wants to kill him at first, right? Yep, definitely. You can see that, and but there are some language, facial language in the body language in the Force Awakens that probably I would analyze this for another time. But I've definitely seen this since I like watched Star Wars for like the third or the fourth time. There's somebody in this one. My guess is actually the Force. Why the Force? Because basically, like, the Force, it bends their, like, what do you call it? Their destinies written, like rewriting the stars. But I'm just quoting Greatest Showman because I love to. Okay, it's unexpected because it just comes at like a rate really rushed. So she wants to kill him. She nearly has a chance to kill him, but she doesn't kill him. Wow, unexpectedly. Then at the end of the, what do you call it? At the end of the song, it's certain as the sun rising in the east, tell as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. So certain as the sun. So the sun always rises in the east, right? So it's certain that their love will continue to grow, and it right because the sun rises in the east. So it's just really certain. That's what they're trying to say. So tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, and the couple's theme song, Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Then I'm gonna analyze the whole thing. Let's jump to what do you call it? There's this bunch of lyrics that I like to analyze. For Belle in 2017, the one that Emma Watson song. Yep. Yeah. So here. So wait. So I just analyzed the book that uh it's like it's funny that I think I'm guessing that the book that Belle was returning to Père Robert from and while she was talking to Monsieur Jean is Romeo and Juliet for some reason, because it's about two lovers in fair Verona, and if you know that that Romeo and Juliet is set in Verona, which is weird, but yeah. Then yeah. Okay, so there's this part where she's just reading out the book, like while she was strolling. Like, oh, isn't this amazing? It's my favorite part because you'll see. Here's where she meets Prince Charming, but she won't discover that it's him till chapter 3. Okay, wow. This is me when I go analyzing things. I overanalyze them sometimes. So, okay, it's my favorite part because you'll see. Okay, this third and fourth line actually, it's like wow. Here when she meets Prince Charming, but she won't discover that it's him till chapter 3. Wow, this is when I'm over analyzing that in the Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which is the Shakespearean version of The Force Awakens in script. Uh, in Act 3, that's where Rey first meets Kylo, but she won't discover that it's him till chapter 3. But well, I mean, like, not sure why, but in chapter 3 of I if I'm mistaken, chapter 3 of uh which book was it? I don't remember, but mostly like in chapter 3, it there's something big that happens. Well, I'm not sure what was it. Oh, it was Rey was learning in October, if I'm not mistaken. She gets rejected by Luke over and over again in chapter 3, which is funny. But yeah. And this is funny. This is a fun fact from the BNB's cast that Olaf, aka Josh Gad, who plays, forgot who his character was. Let me go search him up for a while. Wait, I forgot to do any research for this, but yeah, it's just okay. So, okay, so he's in Murder of the Orient Express, Josh Gad. Okay, so he is as let me view the cast because I forgot who he plays. Yeah, McQueen. He plays McQueen alongside with Daisy Ridley, who plays Rey. So this is a thing, and he was the person who posted this. I think it was, if I'm mistaken, it was to Facebook, where he asks to what do you call it, to Daisy if Reylo was a thing, but he asked it through Judi Dench. Yeah, Judi Dench. Wow, like you really need something in your life that had to change your life like that. So I was actually kind of like, at first I was kind of like shocked, but I was like, wow, is Josh Gad a Reylo shipper? That's like one thing that goes through my brain when I watch the videos. But that was entirely surprising for me. And he says this. Okay. She's the only girl that ever gave me this sense of je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi means I do not know what. So LeFou is having like ideas in his brain, like what does Gaston feel for Belle? Lust? Love? Question marks? That's what I actually thought about his character. And that's basically like what's going through my brain like when I watched the film for the first time, Beauty and Beast in theaters, which released on 17th March in Indonesia. Well, okay. Yeah, and yeah, it was funny, okay? I don't really understand it, but it's just kind of like half coincidence, half like funny. And then let's jump to Belle Reprise, which yeah, so this is, I really like yeah, Meet the Wife of that boorish, brainless Madame Gaston, something like that, you know? And then like, okay, in the reprise, she sings, after I want much more than this provincial life, I suck at singing, so please don't make me sing. I want adventure in the great white somewhere. I want it more than I can tell. And for once, it might be grand to have someone understand I was so much more than they've got planned. So, let's just cut off everything, but just like it just sounds really nice. So Ray dreams of meeting her family back. So, but maybe she has to have adventure in the Great White somewhere, like she wants it like more. She wants to meet her parents more instead of living with Uncle Plot in Jakku. It's just weird. It does not make sense for her. And then and for once it might be grand to have someone understand that I want so much more than they've got planned. I make it a complex sentence or compound, I think. Oh, sorry, it's compound sentence. Um, yeah, it's grand, right? If she has someone who understands that, well, she wants her family back. That's what her so much more. But for Belle is that she wants to have a nice adventure rather than she just reads her books. Then we're gonna just jump out to Days in the Sun. Or should I just jump to Be Our Guest? Okay, let's just okay. I found I overanalyzed things, so let's just go jump to Gaston first. So yeah, so this is sung by Josh Gad. Okay, so I just overanalyze things always. So for Gaston, it's basically like, yeah. So Gaston is, in this case, he's really much like Hux. Yeah, he's I analyzed it like he's Hux. Like, yeah, he just wants to. He has a competition with Kylo. Like, but the difference between Gaston and Hux is that Gaston does not want, like, and sorry, Gaston does want Belle to be his wife, but Hux does not know of Rey. Sadly, that's one case. But it's referred as the girl creature. Full stop. And then let's just go. I'm just gonna go like jump into the creature thing. Yeah, come into the light. Definitely when he just takes off his helmet, and I was like, holy shit, man. Whew, that's double the thing I actually expected. Like, Darksiders, holy shit, man. Definitely, I actually had a crush on Kylo back in the days, but now I have a crush on my schoolmate, so that actually took me away from that like spark of imagination. But I do actually fall in love with fictional characters more than fall in love with real people, sadly. Okay, just ignore that. Ignore what I said 3 seconds ago. But now let's jump to Days in the Sun, which is one of my songs that kind of does resemble Rey. Yeah, Days in the Sun, which is sung by multiple people. Yeah. It takes a while for Genius to load, so okay. Days in the sun when my life has shortly begun. That one. Will I ever leave you? Yeah, so they reminisce of their past times. So the young beast, aka I don't know whose name was, but I'm not sure. Like, actually, I'm still definitely not sure. Okay, so I have to translate this to, yeah. So the young beast, he like like this suffers from this like emotional like scar. Then there's this part where Mrs. Potts just really sound like Leia. All those days in the sun, what I give to live just one, undo what's done and bring back the light. Yeah. And then this one, the ending, the last like three people and the ensemble who sing the song, it's how in the midst of all this sorrow can so much hope and love endure. I was innocent and certain, but I'm wiser. But unsure. So this is talking about how Ray started as like a kid who knows nothing, like a teenage girl who just like knows of nothing, but she starts to mature at that time. So how in the midst of all this sorrow, that means how in the midst of all this war in Ray's case, can so much hope and love endure? Well, she was innocent and certain, but now she kind of grew up. She's wise but unsure. And then like in this one, Garderobe and Belle keep singing, sings in like two different ways. So I can go back into my childhood, one that my father makes secure, but this one, let's just change it to like one that like Jakku made secure, which is the place she's only known, but she has to scavenge every day. Sorry, scavenge is from my accent though. Um, she changes throughout the films, and she's strong now, but she's definitely still like feeling restrained in some way. Yeah, and then the last part is days in the sun will return. We must believe as lovers do that days in the sun will come shining through. That means we must believe as lovers too. Oh, come on, that's really sweet for me. Though actually, I feel like it's really nice. Then, be our guest, sung by our dear Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry, Ewan McGregor, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi, easy. And this is a common meme across me and my fellow Reylo friends. It's be our guest, you're my guest. Be our guest, you're my guest. Obi-Wan Kenobi, how dare you steal you know whose lines? Like, you know who. Yeah, yeah, and then suddenly he just changes his tone. Yeah, it goes like from really like happy, gloomy, then happy again, right? Yeah, yeah. Be our guest. Yeah, be our guest. Be our guest. Yay. Then we're gonna go to something there, which is one of my favorite songs too. I don't know why, but my gosh, yes, I was fangirling when I saw Emma sing this song, and like first glance, it's amazing. Like, oh, definitely, this is the TLJ though, The Last Jedi. Yeah. There's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined, and now he's dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before. Yay! I really love this song because okay, one reason I love this song, it's because it's just bound to be reflecting on each other, like ooh, some attraction maybe. Yeah, it's infatuation though. And then you it's a bit alarming. Who'd have ever thought that this could be? This part actually makes me like I was like half fangirling at this point already. True that he's no Prince Charming, but there's something in him that I simply didn't see. Okay, and the annotation means she kind of feels amazed of herself because she never has these kind of feelings, and it's unique, especially when it reminds her. Yeah. And then the first part, the annotation actually means this. I'm taking this from genius.com. So she's as they start and changing about their interest, Belle seems to perceive what the beast is really like. She becomes aware that she's slowly start to fall in love with him. Woohoo! It's really nice though. And then and then like yeah, like this part where like we'll wait and see a few days more. There may be something there that wasn't there before. There may be the ensemble, aka Mrs. Potts, Lumiere, Plumette, and Cogsworth, are basically us. Like Who'd have ever thought, man? It's us. It's us. It's us, Reylo shippers, and maybe also with a cast. Who knows? I'm not sure, but yes, it's us. Then, uh, then we're gonna go to Evermore, which is probably everyone say it relates to Kylo a lot. Yeah. Okay, this is a really long explanation and a really long rant. I'm not even done with the films yet. I'm only jumping into like across the songs. So, this part, I never needed anybody in my life. I learned the truth too late. So this is Kylo. Definitely, he thinks he can have anything at first, but no. When he saw it, he realized that there's something that he needs. It's like his heart is empty. I'll never shake away the pain. I close my eyes, but she's still there. Well, eternal scar. Like she left you. This reminds me from the end of the Last Jedi when I just sunk into my little like cinema chair and just cried. Then I let her steal into my melancholy heart. It's more than I can bear. If you see that, did you see those films and analyze it overly? Yeah. Okay. This part, the ref. Now I know she'll never leave me, even as she runs away. She will still torment me, call me, hurt me, move me, come with what may. So this part, it's just like at the end. So she'll never leave me, even if she runs away. You know, at the end of the Last Jedi, she just left him. She just closed the door on him. She left on Snoke's escape pod and just straight away left him. Oh my gosh, wasting in my lonely tower, waiting by an open door. I'll fool myself, she'll walk right and be with me forevermore. This is probably like his thoughts at the start of episode 9. That's my guess. Okay. I rage against the trials of love. I curse the fading of the light. Though she's already flown so far beyond my reach, she's never out of sight. That is, yeah, the trials of love. You don't see that, right? Luke just cock blocked them, and then you have Snoke, and how he just kills him for her. Well, she's never out of sight, right? You can see there's still one equal force one. That means we know that Snoke never did this. He never crafted the bond between them. Yeah. Then yeah, I curse the fading of the light. You know how Kylo gets his temper tantrums when his ray of light is gone? Quote ray of light. Okay, ray of light. Yep, yeah, exactly. Then that is pretty much the song, just overanalyzed by me. Yep. And by the end, it's actually I found myself she walk right in, and the long, long nights begin. I'll think of all that might have been waiting here forevermore. That part, well, probably I'm just checking this out because this is probably what happens at the start of episode 9. That's my guess because I do not know. I don't believe in leaks. That's why. Then, okay, how does a moment last forever? This is my favorite song from Celine Dion. Other than My Heart Will Go On, Beauty and the Beast by the original by Celine Dion. Celine Dion has like sung lots of my favorites, especially My Heart Will Go On. Like, oh yeah, and All by Myself. Don't wanna be all by myself. Sorry for that voice, but I love that song. Okay, how does a moment last forever? How can a story never die? We don't want the trope to die, right? We want Reylo to be always in our hearts forever. Just a reminder that we were really huge shippers when we were young. Yeah. Yeah, maybe some moments weren't so perfect, maybe some memories not too sweet, but we have to know some bad times or our lives are incomplete. Then when the shadows overtakes us, just when we feel all hope is gone, we'll hear our song and know once more our love lives on. This is probably like I hope that this song can be played at the end of episode 9 because this is something that definitely fits with every kind of like Beauty and the Beast kind of like trope. Yeah. Yeah, this like love is beauty, love is pure. That's one line that I keep a lot from like Beauty and Beast. Love pays no mind to desolation. It flows like a river through the soul, protects, perceives, and perseveres and makes us whole. When you feel like Ray and Kylo both have a hole in their hearts, that love between the two of them makes it whole. Wow, I can't believe I'm turning the emotional mess behind this mic over here. I'm just turning into such an emotional mess that like I definitely like didn't expect that, but I'm turning the emotional mess. But right now, let's analyze the film. So, okay, let me just turn on the volume a bit because this should be amazing though. Sorry if my voice bounces up, but that happens a lot. Okay, so okay, I just retrieved my book from my desk nearby, and it's what do you call it? It's a bilingual Chinese English book of Beauty and Beast, and I really love this because it kind of does have picture that explains the whole thing. And if you can see, there's the book over there. So yeah. Okay, so there's that. So at the start of the story, yeah, the it's like okay. I'm actually like so basically what I've learned from this book that I'm currently toying around and trying to find that one page. Yeah. Where is that? So wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. So because I actually have a 50-50% gut feeling that this will happen at the end. So in chapter 16 of the book, which is around page 278 of this one, yeah, so yeah, this is really nice. Actually, I cried, so I'm just gonna read a excerpt from it. Belle wanted to believe everything will be okay, that the beast will be okay. She didn't want him to become a memory. She wanted him to stay there with her, alive and well. She wanted to tell him how much he meant to her. She wanted to tell him how sorry she was for inadvertently sending Gaston to the castle in the first place. Yet looking down at him, she knew that her chance to do that was quickly slipping away. The beast's breathing was labored and his eyes were shut, the pain clearly overwhelming his body. Softly, Belle reached down and ran his finger along his cheek. When the beast felt her touch his eyes open. You came back, he said, looking at her with pure love. He lifted his paw and brushed back a lock of Belle's hair. Of course I came back, she said, trying to find the tears that spread into spell onto her cheeks. I never leave you again. The beast lifted his shoulders and started to shrug, and he sighed. I'm afraid it's my turn to leave, he said, his voice weak. Yeah, this part actually made me cry a lot because like I just hope that this does not happen in episode because I don't want to slump into my chair in the theaters and just cry. No, please don't let that happen because I'm probably hanging up my friends in this time. So yeah. Yeah. So at the end, so this part is really nice. Like, oh my god, this is my fangirl moment. It's as usual. This is my fangirl. This is someone's fangirl moment. Like you can't deny it. So yeah, up in the balcony, Belle barely noticed the snow falling on her head and shoulders. She didn't know the curse had been enacted. All she could think was the beast lying in her arms. His body still felt warm, and for a desperate moment, she wanted to believe that he was still there. She cradled his hand in her hands, and she wanted to force his eyes open so she could once again see them, the most beautiful blue she had ever known. Please don't leave me. Come back, she begged. Overcome with emotion, she slowly leaned over and placed a soft kiss on his forehead. And then, because she had never said it to him while he was alive, she whispered that the words that she had been carrying in her heart, I love you. Though Belle did not know it, Agathe had silently entered the room and was standing on the balcony next to what was left of the enchanted rose. The woman lowered her hood of the cloak and extended her hand toward the bell jar. In an instant, the jar disappeared, leaving behind the crimson petal and a trace of golden dust. So this part, I wish this not to happen because it's not a curse. It's like once you kill, it's like real life. But maybe Gaston is definitely hot and Agatha is the Force. Who knows? The Force might be a woman, maybe male. It might be genderless. But I have also ties with Ariana Grande's God is a woman for some reason. Kind of does that. Nice. And um and that part um actually I was really happy when I saw that. I just kept crying. This is called a fangirl moment. And like I was like, wow, this film is definitely the same. So you can see from the acting of Emma and Dan Stevens. It's Emma Watson and Dan Stevens. They're not married. Okay, confirm that. I mean their characters are, but not them. Just never ship actors. Ship their characters, please, please, please. Um, like which part? Okay. I don't. I actually do not. I actually do not. I don't remember which part, but I was holding this back for a second. What was it? Oh, okay, 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 okay. I got it. I got it. So basically, when I first watched it, I just realized that it was shot in 2015, and it was the same year that Force Awakens was shot and released. And Beauty and the Beast was released, but it was released in 2017 when The Last Jedi was released. So I was like, is this a coincidence or whatnot? And basically, I'm gonna tie this to a lot of things. Once like I thought that like Beauty and Beast was just a story by its own, but when I kept reading literature, this has turned my life around, especially with Reylo, because Reylo is Beauty and the Beast. Beauty is Rey, because definitely you can see how many people just compliment on like what girl. That's one line that I really love. What girl? When he says like he just chokes Mitaka, poor Mitaka. What girl? Like you can see that his voice. I rather put like Alan Driver lip syncing to Evermore while Dan Stevens singing. It's just like it's gonna be pure perfection because how their voices look really similar. And common fact that the shippers are basically the shippers in this case. Who is it? For BWS, it's Ewan McGregor, Lumiere, and Mrs. Potts, Emma Thompson. But I'm not sure about Reylo because this might happen all of a sudden, and who knows? I have no idea. And also like, and I think there's some like weird like weird little thing about Last Jedi and Beauty and Beast because I just actually realized the whole thing of this, but well, I just realized this. Wait, sorry, I just my mind just went really really blank because I can see now the sun setting in the horizon because my house is facing west. Okay, how time has passed. Uh, that J.J. Abrams. Okay, fun. Like this. Okay, this just went into my mind all of a sudden. J.J. Abrams had commented that Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, has a center love story, approached it differently, and said that Kylo is a prince, and you need a princess in the castle to enact a fairy tale. And my guess, the castle is Maz Kanata's castle, and they might be returning to Naboo or Takodana. That's my guess about Episode 9. Hope they're not just rolling around like Anidala though. I just don't really like seeing them rolling. Like they see me rolling, they hate it. Exactly. Um, that's why AOTC was the first film I watched, but the film I disliked the most out of the whole series. I think The Phantom Menace was just a bit better, to say. But yeah, I remember like, okay, why does so many Disney songs tied to the same trope all over and over again? Like, oh my god, sorry, but yes, it does. It does make me feel like Reylo is Disney, and Disney is connected to a lot of things. Like all the stories link with each other for some reason. Yeah, yeah. Surprisingly, it links with a lot of the stories that I've read, like Disney, 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 Disney. All of them is Disney and are Disney. And I even found random like these Disney DVDs with Star Wars in them from my mom who went to the US back in 2002, which is I wasn't even born yet, but she still had those DVDs and listened to the song and they're like, why does this sound really familiar? Okay, wait, what? So there's this one in the parade where suddenly it goes from three songs straight to the main theme. So it goes to uh if I'm mistaken, it's A Whole New World, then Kiss the Girl, then suddenly it's the main theme. Then after this, Darth Vader's theme, also known as the Imperial March. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's really nice. I love that song. Even though I'm kind of like Darksider, you know, like Darksider. Like I gave in to the dark side already. So, okay, so that's just basically it. Like Beauty and Beast is Reylo condensed into three films. Like Reylo expanded into three films. Beauty and Beast is just one film, but Reylo is three films long. Okay. So chapter 1 to chapter around how long? I don't know. I actually do not actually know, but probably around like chapter 1 to 9. That's for film 1. Then chapter 10 to around when was it? When did she left? Chapter 10 to 13 is The Last Jedi. 14 to I think 14 to, is it 16 or 17? Oh, sorry. From 14 to epilogue is episode 9. Just basically, it's just like wow, 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 wow. Oh yeah, and to make the Chinese for uh the last Jedi. And if you actually do not understand what I'm talking about, is that wow, I just find their ship name quite funny. Yeah, it's actually three names long. Not lying. And Reylo is just basically, it can be Ray Solo condensed minus the SO, and or can be Kylo just minus those KY, so Reylo, or can be Reylo from Kylo. But either ways, it's funny. And basically, Kylo Ren is take second letters from your family name. So second first two letters. So Kylo, yeah, or you can say it as Olo from Solo reversed, Kylo, and Ren is just basically his name with an R. So my name will be really funny. It will be Doi D Doi sorry Doi Resi, which is funny. But I also go with another name. So okay, this is the end of the Beauty and the Beast. Uh, the Beauty and the Beast parallels, and I feel really happy that it has been 18 years since we first knew that there will be actors for Harry Potter. I'm not even born yet. I'm only 12. Um, and sorry. And 3 years ago, Emma Watson had her last day of filming, which probably for me it's actually really sad if you have your last day of filming, because I don't know, like I played in multiple plays before, and the last day is always the hardest to cope through. So yeah, last day means last day of performance normally. Yeah, it's really hard to go through. You miss your cast. Then okay, also follow me on Amino in the Reylo community. Amino as Reylo Harmione, which is the same YouTube name. Sorry. In the Reylo Amino, just the Reylo one. I'm not gonna upgrade it for a while. And for Reylo, I am going as. So you can just go follow me or hit me up in as Reina Leia Solo, and in the Star Wars Amino as a Chinese name. Sorry, it's Jaina Solo. So I'm just gonna leave the link to my Amino down there. So yeah. I will see you all. Oh yeah, P.S. We're gonna put this on SoundCloud, so you can just go check that out in Reylo space Harmione. So if you're on SoundCloud right now, I don't really care. YouTube Reylo Harmione. So yeah, just gonna see you guys maybe with a new video around in 1 or 2 days. But I'm taking my time to edit it. So yeah, this is not edited. Just saying. Okay. Okay. Bye.